In the earlier class, we have discussed regarding what do you mean by factoring, but now we'll discuss about what do you mean by forfeiting. Forfeiting can be called as international factoring. The factoring business takes place at the international level, then such an activity is called as forfeiting. Forfeiting means to surrender the rights. What rights are surrendered here? The rights of, that is, account receivables are given to the forfeiter. The forfeiter is a person who converts the account receivable into the cash. Does it take place at the domestic level or at the international level? It takes place at the international level. And the person who converts the account receivables into the cash is called as forfeiter. Between whom the transaction takes place? The transaction takes place between the exporter as well as the importer. Yes, what are all the important aspects of forfeiting? First and the foremost important aspect of forfeiting is he discounts the export receivables. Usually in the international level, all the account receivables are discounted with the help of a forfeiting. Next, this is also evidenced by bill of exchanges, BOE, or bill of exchanges or promissory notes. The bill of exchanges or promissory notes can also be converted into cash. Forfeiting is without recourse factoring. Without recourse means the entire risk is borne by the forfeiter. If the account receivable is not converted into cash, it is the forfeiter who is going to lose and not the exporter. He carries out the middle to long-term maturity instruments, financial instruments. Next one is up to 100% of the contract value, the forfeiter can go and purchase. Parties involved in the forfeiture are exporter, importer, exporter bank, that is Exim Bank sometimes. What is the process involved there in the forfeiting? First of the foremost procedure involved is, for example, forfeiture is present in the export country. Now there will be a contract between the exporter and the forfeiter. After there will be an importer bank in the importer country. There will be a contract between the importer and availing bank. These documents, that is account receivables, will hold till the maturity. Later, what happens? The forfeiter will collect the amount from the bank or from the importer availing bank or from the directly from the importer. These two things happens. He either collects the amount from the importer or collects the amount from the availing bank. If he does not collect the amount, that who is going to lose? It is the forfeiter who is going to lose, and because the account receivable is purchased from the exporter. Saying it again. If the forfeiter collects the amount from the importer or availing bank. If he is unable to collect the amount, who will lose? It is the forfeiter who will lose. Here, the forfeiting transactions are completely without recourse. That is, risk is borne by the forfeiter himself in the international trade. Because of the forfeiter, who is benefited here? The exporter is benefited because of forfeiter. What does forfeiter gain? He gains an amount of commission. What are the steps involved in the forfeiting transaction? First and the foremost step, what happens? There will be a commercial agreement between buyer and seller. That is exporter and importer. Exporter sends the goods to the importer and importer collects the money from the exporter. This is a normal cash transaction. But in case of credit transaction, all these steps will go on. There will be a contract between the buyer and seller. Next, the exporter will have a commitment to the forfeiter. He will enter into an agreement with the forfeiter regarding the bill of exchange or promissory notes. Later, after the exporter has entered into an agreement, the exporter delivers the goods to the buyer. Next, what happens? There will be a bill of exchange raised, and this bill of exchange will be transferred to the forfeiter. Later, cash payment is paid by the forfeiter to the exporter. Later, the bill of exchange or promissory note will be wait until maturity period, and then it will be converted into, and then the forfeiter gets the cash from the importer or importer bank. Costs involved in forfeiting. There are many costs involved in forfeiting. First and the foremost cost is the commission. Commitment fees. It is paid by the exporter so that his account receivable can be purchased by him. Next, commission. Commission is usually 0.5 to 1.5% charged from the exporter by the forfeiter for converting account receivable into cash. Discount fee. Sometimes due to the fluctuating rates, the discount fee is also being charged. For documentation of the entire export procedure, the documentation fee is charged. Next, there are for providing additional services, he charges a separate fee called as service charge. For ledger maintenance, for book of accounts, for audit, for conducting audits, and the service charges also being conducted. What are the benefits for the benefits in forfeiting? First and the foremost benefit in forfeiting is like this. That is, the exporter is mainly devoid of commercial risk. Means risk is being by the forfeiter, and exporter will have no other risk. He will get his 100% amount of trade debt back. Next, it is usually without recourse, means the entire risk is borne by the forfeiter himself. So it is a transaction which protects the forfeiter which protects the exporter from risk. Benefits of forfeiting for the importer. Here, now what is the difference between factoring and forfeiting? Usually what happens is 75 to 80% of account receivables are factored, but 100% of the invoice value is converted into cash in case of forfeiting. In factoring, there is non-recourse as well as recourse also. Without recourse or with recourse is present. In forfeiting, there is only without recourse. It means risk is taken by the forfeiter. Here, the exporter sometimes bears the risk, but in forfeiting, the exporter bears no risk at all. Next, sales administration is done by the factoring himself, but forfeiting does not involve in any of the sales transaction. It's usually a short-term transaction, but forfeiting is a medium-term or a long-term transaction of financing the debts. This is a small introductory class regarding what do you mean by forfeiting. The difference between factoring and forfeiting, one major difference that drags is factoring may be without recourse or with recourse, but forfeiting is always risk is there, so it is without recourse. This helps the exporter to go for the credit sales even at the international. Thank you.